Let not hate rule thy heart. Let not fear break thy will. Let not wrath cloud thy mind. Let not midnight stand eternal. Blades and Blasters presents Eternal Midnight by Rogue. This is Demon Gate, a fantasy setting filled with horror and grief. Keep your fires high, else perish in the darkness.
And at the end of days, the first sign shall appear in the heavens. Justice shall fall upon the world of men. The armies of light and shadow will clash across the fields of eternity.
Good.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Blades and Blasters and the next episode of Demon Gate. I am Rogue, I'll be the GM. Tonight we are joined by Tet playing Wrath and Matihi, who is going to be playing Vengeance and Yuya. I'm also the creator of the game, and if you like the setting, please check it out on my website at www.arcanumsyndicate.com or pick it up right now exclusively at DriveThruRPG. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe to all these great Blades and Blasters games, because we love to see it. And let us know you love us too. Alright, here we go. The light trickles across the melting icicles and bounces off of the walls, illuminating the entrance to a cave that seems much less traveled than the other entrance was. It took quite a bit to get to this place, through the cavern, through the ruins, then over the cold lake with the waterfalls, all the way up the broken pass to the tree that had been the resting place for the essence of an angel. For only a week or so, Vengeance wasn't completely sure of how long it had been, but didn't really care too much about the tree at this point. It had served its purpose. It was something pure to latch onto that still lived. The spirit of the tree was helpful in her time of need. She was looking at her new body in the light of the twin suns once again. This place was beautiful for sure. It wasn't home, though. To be free again, to be free after an ageless time imprisoned in a blade was unreal. She stepped into the light of the stars and looked into the endless sky. For a moment, she could see the moon spinning around the world and the stars with it, and several worlds close by even. They all came to a stop, and she could see the void past the haze of the sunlight and into the distant stars. They looked far away on this world. Wrath followed slowly behind. His blade was in his hands again, no longer wielded by the monstrosity that had been created to quite possibly guard this passage. It was back in his rightful hands. The chip in the Metaculum blade was hard to miss as the sunlight gleamed across it, but the blade still looked as beautiful as ever. It must have been this broken piece that had allowed the essence of vengeance to be set free. The death of the creature that had held on to the sword finally giving her the chance to escape the captivity of the blade and the enslavement to its evil owner. For a time after being still for what felt like 1,000 years, the time locked in the ice, she knew it was not Wrath that was using the blade. She could feel the corruption of the wielder. The being barely thought. Its primary purpose was to kill life, and it did that job to many. Vengeance could not wait to escape. It was at that time, when the wicked wielder battled a great Northman warrior, when the blade nearly broke. She tried to escape then, but couldn't. Then she can recall hearing the chanting of some dark sacrament, the female voices around the blade. Were they trying to pull her from it? There was something missing. Something was wrong in the back of her mind. She felt memories of her current vessel, pain, happiness. The devout little creature was growing in strength, which was good. She would need that strength to contain Vengeance's form. That wasn't it, though. She easily closed Yuya's thoughts for a moment, cast it aside like closing a book and throwing it to the table. She discarded that and felt Yuya sleeping, awaiting the moon. There was something else. In her form, she was not at full power. She was missing a part of herself. Of course, she was missing her full body, her wings, and her full angelic form, but this was different. There was a darkness filling her core that was unsettling. She turned to look toward the new form of her companion as he approached, and it scattered the darker thoughts away. Wrath was watching her inquisitively, watching her look upon her hands in awe, exploring the new world around her. This is what he had come to accomplish, and it was finally finished, he thought. He enjoyed it, nearly forgetting the turmoil this had all caused between the others. They stood upon a cliff at the edge of the cavern entrance. It looked out over a huge valley filled with a tangled, dark forest. In the distance, to their right, they could see an old mountain pass that led to a distant mountain which held the remnants of an old temple ruin. Then to the left, the mountain pass led along the side of dangerous cliffs to what appeared to be an entrance to some old mines. The sight was beautiful to behold, and the two looked toward one another. So long had it been, so very long. And, Vengeance, could you take it away there?
And as Vengeance first took steps within the new vessel, her movements were awkward and still her confidence didn't falter. She took a moment to take a deep breath, enjoying the feeling of her lungs expanding in her chest before she took another step, and then another. What had once been like a new fawn shuffling beside her mother had quickly turned into hard strides, head lifted and looking down, and not looking down while her feet pounded the stone beneath. There's no weakness to be had in Vengeance. She knew her duty, her mission, what she was made for. There is no self-doubt within the mind of the angel. Having not known limbs or being able to operate oneself made the transition jarring for Vengeance. Timeless was her memory, unknown to how long she'd spent within the sword, the tree. Being able to finally move and feel and see was a blessing from the Maker himself. She would have been content to have remained in the blade at the side of Wrath for all eternity, had it been he who had wielded an instrument of destruction. The darkness and demon she was, whether a sword or a body. Enamored she was by touch, the feeling of fabric upon the body containing a new skin beneath her hands. She touched her vessel's face, tracing the outlines of her jaw and cheekbone. Her eyes stared ahead as a smile crept across her lips. Smooth, soft, supple. Her lips parted as she ran her fingers up her temple into her hair. Hair of red, reminiscent of her angelic form. Had this been why Wrath had chose this soft creature? Had he been taken with this form? No. Jealousy was not vengeance. After all, he did come for her, just like she knew he would. Nothing could separate the two now, not even death. They would always find each other, in form or another. As she touched, there was another feeling within, one that had been lost to vengeance, as her essence remained bound within the sword and tree. Time. This vessel was young, but she could feel the age of it, and as she walked she could feel the time click into place, ticking on and on. Left, right, tick, tick, tick. Trees were slow to come into adulthood, weapons degraded with time, without care, but this, the body ticked quickly in comparison. To focus on this would be like watching a flower bud plant its roots and slowly spring into magnificence. But the time was there, and vengeance was aware. As she turned, she looked to Wrath, not fully recognizing his new form, recognizing his eyes. The voice was slightly different, the cadence, but it was still him. She could tell.
Wrath, unlike vengeance, had someone ready, prepared to take his form into theirs. He did not remember it, but Nephilim were servants of the angels. His body was perfectly suited to his being, large, strong, beautiful. Wrath momentarily forgot himself, stepping forward. He looked about, simply mystified of where they were, and in this moment cared for none of it. He wondered if he had chosen correctly to give vengeance this form, but it was the most likely outcome. There was none other, not really. There was but one choice, and he took it. He was surprised for what vengeance had said. That in fact, vengeance was not alone. Alright. He traces his free hand across the tree, wondering how she survived in such a place. He remembers when he awoke, and he had not the blade nor her nearby. He had never felt such a agony in his heart. He did not remember his death, perhaps, his destruction of his angelic form. None of that, but he did remember the waking. "How do you feel?" he asks, looking over the guise of Yuya, which he barely saw.
Vengeance looks down at her hands, taking them off her face at this point, noticing she's been continuously touching just under her eye. Takes down her hands, looks up to Wrath. It is strange being in a form such as this. There's much here, but there's much missing still. I do not feel complete.
I did only what I knew to do. Perhaps it was because of the humans' interference. Or perhaps this. And he levels his sword towards Vengeance, showing the chip.
She looks down at it. Yes, I remember this is happening. The creature that wielded me, something of pure chaos and destruction. I was made to do things, kill innocent, take blood that I did not wish. You can see she's furrowing her eyebrows, getting frustrated. Her hands ball up a bit. There's nothing that could have been done until the blade shattered partially. Chip came out and I was able to vacate the sword used for evil. I feel it still. The darkness is still there.
The Maker will forgive. The Maker will understand.
She nods, looking back up to Wrath. But the part of me it's missing. I feel it. There was chanting around. It is hard to describe myself when it is that sword, and she gestures to it. When I was inside, there was a chanting, like they were extracting me. They didn't get all of me, but part of it they have. I think I feel it.
There are witches here somewhere. We have learned of them. I have not seen any, though I suspect the others may have come into contact with them by now.
Where are they?
He turns for the first time and looks, and in the distance sees the boat paddling away. Fleeing. Running.
No. Not them. I do not care. The witches.
I do not know exactly. In the town, perhaps, or around it. Perhaps in this cave. That is what we had heard initially. In these caves there were witches.
I have vague memories of this place from the one also inside Yuya. It's her name. She still lingers.
Wrath gives a strange look, as if conflicted by this. I see. Is she conscious?
Right now, no. She's slumbering.
She could be turned to to praise the Maker. She is willful, for lust for the gods.
I think it needs to be gone about delicately. There's this dedication with her. Dedication for this moon goddess. One that is, I would say, in comparison to our own, the ferocity of her belief is strong.
She is simply misguided. We will show her the light.
Yes.
Perhaps when we have retaken our forms, she may have hers back. But until then, do not leave me if you can help it.
I will maintain as long as I can, but there's still a weakness that's here. She kind of rubs the inside of her right hand with her thumb. Weakness like this form.
These last few days I have been growing in strength. My astral sight has returned. These witches, I will find them.
Good. There's still much missing from me in terms of memories. Things are slowly coming back, but not everything. The first thing was you.
He smiles slightly and reaches down and pulls a small book up and hands it over to Vengeance.
She takes it, opens it up. What is this?
This is a history of the Maker. It will help you remember. I will read it to you if needed.
I can read, it seems. But if you wish to read it to me, that is fine.
My voice reading might make you irritated. And he looks down in a moment of almost weakness, perhaps. Regardless, he says as he looks up, we have work to do. Rest will have to wait. And unfortunately, we will be forced to rest in these mortal bodies. Sleep is an annoyance.
That is fine. It is acceptable for now. But as long as we're together, we can accomplish this. I'm not leaving your side again. That is not happening.
Rogue, how tall is you, or whoever, how tall is Yuya?
Yuya is short. She's 5'1".
Yeah, so you have a 6'4" dude standing in front of this tiny figure, and he looks down, and I've never had to look down upon you before like this. He seems to take some mocking joy out of that.
She frowns. Well, I do hope that you enjoy it for now, because it's not happening again.
He smiles and says, help me find these witches, and we will take their dark blood and return your soul whole once more, and then we shall rise up and find a way to be reborn one more time.
Vengeance nods. Yes. Let us make sure to sow their destruction. See their blood spilt out onto the snow. She kind of reaches back and grabs the short bow. You can see she looks disappointed. Why does this one have such tiny weaponry?
A tiny woman. He looks down at you still.
Tiny woman, yes. Tiny women can still do much. Short bows are for... Ugh. You can see she's very disgusted looking at herself.
We will find your bow, worry not. I have found my blade. And he looks up at it, and it's this massive bastard sword with a long pommel.
And she gazes at it, almost reminiscent. Things were less complicated in there.
Perhaps, but perhaps this all was a mistake.
Maybe. But if I did not go into the sword in the first place, I would be destroyed like our brothers and sisters.
Perhaps. Perhaps they are being reborn in the heavens as we speak. Or they look down at us.
They could. But all that matters is we have each other.
He nods. Yes. It has been a long, long journey here. And he steps forward, basically chest to chest or stomach to chest, and looks down at her. His eyes ignite. And I have missed you. And he reaches down to kiss her, and as he does, he tries to peer through astral sight to see where the witches are that have her essence. If he can do something as specific as that.
That's a good idea. Okay, go ahead and make that,
Come on. Yes!
Ooh,
Ooh,
nice.
nice. So, when you, place your lips upon hers, for a flash, you are the blade on a black, kind of black table, or a, what do you call it? One of those ceremonial altars, like a black altar with bones. You see bowls of blood. You see some twisted faces around you as well, and you can hear the chanting. And they have some sort of orb, some kind of like bauble, wrapped up in a net, and they're dangling it over the blade and chanting, and you can see little trails of her essence being pulled from it. You can tell before the vision starts to fade away that there you can see like a little bit of the background. You can see a stone and torches. There are some other figures kind of standing still in the background, their eyes glowing dimly. Must be maybe servants behind them, and definitely within some sort of castle or something, or probably the manor, you feel like, because of the artistry, the architecture is very similar to the village, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as they pull out some of the essence from the blade, from the chip in the blade, they seem very unhappy that it all doesn't come out. And they start arguing with each other and pushing each other, and then the vision fades away.
Wrath pulls back and stares up into the light. Unfortunate.
Vengeance seemed very wrapped up in the kiss and looks a bit disappointed. And then she sees him look up, raises an eyebrow. In what?
It appears the blade was taken to the manor in town. There is a necromancer there, and likely either he is allied with the witches, or is their master, or they are his. But the witches are likely there. It is my guess, at the least.
Vengeance looks out. Can they see the manor from here? Rogue?
Sorry, I was muted. From where you are both standing on the ledges here, you can see there's only mountain range everywhere. In the distance, you can see the two suns, and you can see there's a path that leads down into the valley where it's all really dark trees, dark twisted trees, and there's a little bit of snow on top of these trees. And then there's a path to the right, which would take you to an old temple. You can see the ruins of it pretty far off, maybe like a few hours walk. And then to the left, you could go that way, where you would cross the ledges of the mountains down to the mines. You guys do recall that there were mines on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very possible that they could lead all the way through the mountains to those, to the other entrance back into Skore. Other than that, you could go back into this cave, but pesky humans have taken the boat, and it was quite a bit to get across that icy water.
Vengeance looks back at the entrance of. They just exited down back towards the tree, towards the water. She looks to Wrath. Do you know how cold the waters were?
I do not know. They were not frozen, but close enough. I fear these mortal bodies would likely not survive a crossing.
I was not looking to cross the bones that lay beneath the waters. Might be useful for making a new weapon. This one's poor.
Can we reach the water from here?
Yeah. You could go down there and definitely dive in. The dragon remains are not that far away.
Wrath shrugs. We can go and feel the waters and see if it would be too cold.
Yes, I do not wish to freeze. This body's already getting cold with... She kind of touches the robes that she's wearing, and from where Wrath had stabbed Yuya, it's just drenched in red, front and back. She kind of looks down. She pinches the robe between her fingers. This would get cold soon, too.
We will find you warmer clothes. I do not know how the girl did it.
I don't know either.
But if you jump in that water, you will be freezing afterwards.
Vengeance hesitates. I'm still on Yuya.
Hmm.
I think. Oh, because it's Yuya's token. That's why. There we go. I don't know if she's a bonus to perception. I don't think so.
Is it the same perception by any?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in that.
We just keep that one. As you guys are sitting there talking, you notice a couple of, it looks like lumps in the snow on the path towards the temple. And you can see a little bit of what looks like fur sticking out of the snow. Probably a good like 20 yards away.
Vengeance takes out the bow. She knocks an arrow. I think there's something there.
Wrath shrugs dismissively and just walks towards it. And if he gets close enough to it, he'll just poke it with a sword. Hard enough that he would actually stab it a little bit.
Okay, when you start to get closer to it, you notice that it's definitely two bodies that are laying in the snow. Probably been there quite a while. Yeah, you can stab into it a little bit. You notice the one that you stab is like a balding man, a human, frozen in the snow there. He's been there a while. Appears to be wearing robes and fur, like a fur hood.
Wrath says, and the Maker delivers.
Vengeance unknocks the arrow and approaches beside Wrath. Oh. I am always amazed. And she kind of leans down, brushes the snow off the man, and just are the clothes frozen onto him? Are they easy to remove?
Yeah, he does seem pretty rigged out, like, but you could get him off of him. It just take a little bit. You can see he's clutching a journal too when you pull him over. He's got like a satchel, and looks like maybe it could have been his old spell book or something.
Vengeance takes the journal and rips it out of his hand. She kind of casually tosses up to Wrath before he's kind of starting to try and dismantle this man. Doesn't really care if she's like breaking bones to try and pull off his outfit. Being very rough with the body.
All right. And you easily get the robes off. You notice the other one was must have been some kind of warrior. He had a helm, but it's pretty split at the top. You notice some kind of blade easily cut through his iron helm. From what it looks like, Wrath, you're pretty familiar with your own blade and the marks that it leaves. It very well could have been made by your weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And you do recall that when you came to the tree, the remains of that skeletal monster, was holding your weapon, and there were several Northmen around, their bodies around him, like they had fought him.
Yep. Yeah, he just... When we're done with them, we should decapitate them. I believe that will make sure they do not rise again.
Alright. Maybe the ones inside by the tree have things as well. If they have the longer bow, that would be the best.
I will look. And he finally sheathes his blade and begins to walk up towards the other bodies. He does turn over his shoulder and say, I will see if I can find you a bow. Perhaps the maker is extremely generous. And he goes up there pretty much expecting that there'll be a bow.
Go ahead and roll spiritual influence.
Okay. Cross, right?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, so
Oh,
close. Oh, man. That would have been great. Let me see. There. If you made it, I was just gonna make a really cool bow, but
Can vengeance roll?
yeah, see if you find something.
Ah,
Damn, I was so close.
I know.
All you find is a another short bow, but there are some arrows you could take off and a quiver.
Wrath will take anything he finds of interest and walk back down, and he kind of tosses them at Vengeance's feet. This is what I have found. If you wish to check the water, we should do it now. We will need to
Yes.
find some place to stay for the night. Those ruins, perhaps.
She looks to the ruins and nods. Yes, maybe there's more down there. I think these mines might be the best to get to the manor itself. And while he was kind of searching, she was just kind of taking off the priestess robes, very nonchalant, and putting on the fur ones.
Yeah, he's watching her very intently. Not so fast. He kind of smiles and walks by her and heads down towards the water.
She'll follow.
And what did you do with the spell book? You did keep that in the satchel?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys easily walk down to the water on the broken path there. And there's tiny little waterfalls. You can see where the ice is melting, and it's created a nice path. So very clean water as well. So you have plenty of water to drink. And you can see the water as well when you get down here. Looks like it has a slight current to it. It's still in this area, but it seems to pick up the farther you get down into the darkness of the cave. And you can see the bones of the dragon from here. You could easily dive down from here and pick out some bones if you liked. A good one for your bow.
Yeah, Vengeance will come down by Wrath towards the water. She'll lean down to feel it just to see how cold it is.
Yeah, it's definitely very cold. You think, does anybody have wilderness survival skills? If not, you can do intelligence.
I definitely do not.
Oof.
It's cold. Yes, it is cold.
She just looks at the water.
You do like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
She just looks at the water and looks at Wrath. I will swim down. I'll have to be warmed after. Maybe I do not want to burn the tree here is the only thing.
We will do what we must.
Fine. And she'll leave, basically start taking off all her armor and shoes and everything. And dive into the water to get the bones of the dragon.
Alright. Go ahead and make a bowyer skill check. See if you can pick out
is it? Oh shoot, this is still Yuya's token.
Is this the wrong one?
Yeah, I don't think
Let me grab it.
this is, yeah.
Grab the first one. Vengeance.
Yeah, because I grabbed from Vengeance sheet, but it was Vengeance.
Yeah, it's very hard. I don't know a way to really do a 2-to-1.
Oh no, we
Okay.
have two separate sheets.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, one token for two that connects to two
Yeah.
different character sheets is what I mean.
oh my god.
Okay, so she's just grabbing whichever one she can.
Jeez.
Might take a little bit more work on it. So you go down there, and you dive down, you're holding your breath, you're feeling, and it's freezing. The water is like crazy. It feels like little knives stabbing into your little human form. And you're able to pull one loose. And go ahead and make a body check. This is another attribute check. Not a body save, but just a body skill or body attribute check.
Hey.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so you easily, one breath, you're able to bring back the necessary bones.
Oh, go ahead.
You come back to the top, and you're cold. You would definitely like to have a fire, but you don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, Wrath is there with her old clothes. He has cut off the bloody parts, and he begins toweling her down immediately. We must get you dry first, then clothe.
You can see her teeth chattering, and she just kind of wraps her arms around herself as he dries her. Yes, it very cold down there. I did not fully expect this, but I will be fine.
He just continues to try to dry her off as quick as possible, roughly manhandling her.
She doesn't seem very impressed. This form cannot handle such roughness, Wrath.
Oh, sorry. And he, like, because he was like, I envision it as like he's taking like at the top of her head and just rubbing her hair like so hard that like some of it's coming out, you know.
Swats your hand. Stop.
And
It's
eventually
painful.
he slows and starts to just be more careful, and then hands you the clothes. Hurry, before you die of cold.
I won't die that easily. And she starts putting the robes on, the new ones, getting redressed, and pulling them tightly. A bit loose fitting. She tries to tighten them as much as she can. Well, hopefully I can fashion these once we have time into something more usable.
He nods. Very well. Sure to make the trek to this temple then.
Yes. Let us keep eyes out. I'm not exactly sure what to fully expect, but more of the Undar that you have encountered before.
He seems very dismissive of the Undar. I am not particularly concerned. As he walks by the two corpses, he just hacks off their heads nonchalantly, and will do so for all the bodies that he comes close to.
Vengeance will take a quick glance down at them if they have anything interesting to take.
All right, you check out over the bodies. There is a jug of mead that was on one's belt. It's a little bit more than half full. If you'd like to take that, and Make a random roll here. Some food. An old knife. Other than that, there were some axes and
Like throwing axes?
yeah, actually.
Yeah, Vengeance will take the throwing axes, the food. She'll pointedly kind of leave the meat.
Wrath
And
actually will
Tubal.
take the mead.
Okay. And if anything special, no, nothing that sticks out. All right, so you guys are making your way to the temple?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you guys are walking along the trail in the snow, in the distance, you hear a strange sound, and it seems like it might be coming from the forest down in the valley. You can hear the sound of drums, and you can also hear this long, strange horn. It's kind of unlike any horn you've heard before. But the drums seem to just continue, and the horn blows a few times. You do, when you look towards the forest down below, it's all dark and tangled. You do get an eerie feeling about it. Something kind of bothers you about this forest.
Wrath simply says, "Let us move fairly quickly. I do not know what that is, and for now I would rather be away from it."
I think it is maybe summons to battle, and she'll take out the short bow just in case. Hold the other side. I'd rather be careful while traveling. Speed is good, but vigilance is better.
He nods. "You are always the more perceptive of us. Point my blade and I shall swing it."
I shall. I shall keep eyes out. We must hurry. This place is cursed, I think. Feels off.
"Yes, certainly." And he draws his sword and slings his shield. As he walks, he puts the flat of his blade on his shoulder. A very common occurrence that he would do, and it's angled like perfectly to fit in between his head and where his wings should be, just out of habit. And he begins to walk quickly but not rushed.
And as you make it down the snowy path, you can see skulls on spikes standing outside the temple entrance. And as you make it up towards the entrance of this place, you can see there's still some gear sitting outside, a bundle, like an old backpack, and some torches still sticking out of the backpack. Seems to be a whetstone in there and a fire starter and some rope. You guys are free to take any of that if you wish.
Yeah, I mean, Wrath would collect everything and just put them in his backpack or whatever he's got.
And it looks like whoever went in must have never came out, or they were in a hurry. You notice the drums have stopped as well before you guys enter into the temple.
Maybe those drums could be the witches, the necromancer, someone. They are aware of our presence, but they might not be aware of ours here. If the other two went back, the focus is on them.
Yes, they will end up getting themselves killed.
Good.
He nods. We should go inside.
Of course. And I will keep eyes out. I do not trust this place. I'm not sure what ritual they were trying to do with these heads on spikes. Maybe a warning.
Perhaps we should not go very far inside and simply rest here for the night, out of the elements, and then be on our way at first light.
Vengeance shakes her head. No. We need to make sure there's nothing in here. Maybe we need to light one of these torches. Give. She'll hold out a hand.
He passes one over.
She takes a torch, takes the stone, striking it, lighting it up. And there's a torch button, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. It's the one on the far right, I think.
Yeah, a little candle there.
Touched it. Come on, torch. It's not turning on.
Oh no.
Yeah, mine's not either. I just tried.
Wonder why. Oh. Huh.
Can you do it?
No, that's weird.
Huh.
Is your API down?
Oh god, you know what? That might be it.
Just go into your API settings, see if it's down, and then if so, just reboot the game for.
Okay. There's no way to get to it from here, right?
No,
just have to back
or
up.
you can bring up a new browser if you want, or a new browser window tab or whatever. But no, not from here. There's not. Or you can just assume and just reload. Oh, you have to go in there anyway, though. You have to reboot the sandbox.
Oh, okay, I'll go back. I'll back out of here. Just a second. That's what it was.
Torches aren't working.
I was trying to put them in. That didn't even occur to me. I was trying to put them in before. I have a few lights in there.
It was giving you
Yeah,
issues.
see.
Yeah, and there was nothing popping up. I was
Yeah.
like, why is half of these other buildings working and then it stopped working? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Restart.
I don't know. Sometimes the API can get finicky. And there was an issue a couple days ago. I noticed that everything was crashed, so I don't know, but
Interesting. Here we go. Now it should work.
Okay, I'll reload.
yeah, we shouldn't have to.
It's too late for that.
It's too late. Maybe we can find some loot in here.
There! Yeah. So, Yuya strikes a torch, or Vengeance strikes a torch. And she kind of holds it forward, looking around. Her eyes are kind of darting all around the temple entrance. She's always been very careful with her movements, very paranoid. She kind of continues inside.
You notice when the torchlight comes on, ancient languages, ancient runes on the walls um, of a language neither of you really speak. It's some old human tongue, you imagine. You notice there's blood on the floor, and there are some little spots of light that come in from the ceiling and find their way on the floor of the temple in here, like where some of the roof has caved in a little bit. You notice that there on the far wall, when you come into this chamber, um, there's a picture of an old king, crown on his head, and he's dead, laying on a funeral pyre, and it shows a bunch of warriors and shield maidens around him. Some of the shield maidens have wings, and they seem to be moving the king off to the afterlife. The books on the ground, some of them you notice have the same symbol as that journal you picked up.
Yeah.
Vengeance is gonna.
No good.
Vengeance is gonna pick them up, put them in her backpack just in case. They might have some information. I'm not sure. Maybe just gibberish.
Wrath nods. Doesn't say anything. He looks like he's just ready to attack anything that he sees. He's staying right on Vengeance's hip the entire time.
Yeah, you can see she's constantly looking back at you, Wrath, just to make sure you're there. Almost kind of like a paranoid thing still at this point.
Notice more blood in this chamber, smeared across the floor. There must have been a fight in here. Must have been a battle. There's another altar. This one looks like it's been corrupted somehow. This altar over here, and there's blood soaking it almost entirely. And there's these strange things hanging from it. Look like crows' feet. And little bones and stuff of birds. Maybe this altar was defiled by somebody who came in here, and there's blood soaking in a pool there that it's dried now, but it seems like someone must have been sacrificed on that altar recently.
Can I do like just for the temple, like a theology check? 'Cause I think Vengeance is theology.
Yeah, I would try that too, if that would help.
Mm-hmm. Vengeance, you think that knowing about the witches and knowing about a little bit about dark sacraments, you have a feeling that this was left by them and used in some rite to one of their gods or maybe a demon.
She frowns, looking at the crows, looking at the bloodstain, the outline of the person. Witch's sacrifice was commenced here, summoning something or have summoned something. How many memories does Vengeance have access to in terms of what Yuya knows?
You're pretty much able to access all of them. I mean, we can make a roll for it though if you wanna.
Sure.
If you wanna do, what are you looking for?
It's mostly just kind of thinking back on what she knows about what happened. Basically, what's happened already, kind of with the shadow creatures and everything. the things attacking the town, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do I'd say an intel check is for memory. Yeah. Yeah, you can pull that memory out.
And Vengeance pauses for a moment, clutching the torch, and she pinches the bridge of her nose. Inside, she's in a way kind of woken Yuya up to basically just start prodding very quickly, discerning a bunch of information from her about what's happened, and then again, just kind of shutting her up and casting her aside. She shakes it off. Those shadowy creatures in the city that you ran into, maybe they were summoning them here. Maybe this is where the witches commenced their rituals. They were grouped up. That book that the other one, the one who tried to kill me, the book she had.
Perhaps. He doesn't seem very talkative in here. And you would know, like, the Wrath when he gets in that, like, very, serious, situations, just, like, especially when they're together, he just kind of, like, shuts down and doesn't really speak very much.
Vengeance has always been more chatty, kind of analyzing and pointing things out. She kind of points out the bodies in front of them. I guess this is where they disposed of them. Disgusting.
We should set this on fire.
Yes, and she'll climb up. How high is this ledge?
It's about 5 feet high, and that's when you start to notice the sounds of what seem like spirits coming from behind you.
Oh, okay. Vengeance will kind of drop the torch and take out the bow. This isn't good.
Keep your back to mine.
Yeah, of course. She kind of presses up, drawing the bow, knocking the arrow. I'm wondering if I could do circle magic.
Yeah, one thing too. Wrath has the other torch. Is that right?
Yes.
So he would take that torch and light it from your torch and toss it onto these bodies, hoping to, number one, catch them on fire. Number two, give us a greater light source.
Okay, yeah, good call. I'll light that up for you guys. And I was going to say these spirits that you see coming up behind you guys they're also giving off this aura light source, kind of glowing as they come out. And they look like the spirits of dead warriors. And we can go ahead and roll initiative here.
I suck at initiative every time.
Oh,
Nice.
Vengeance is
Nice.
ready.
With this new API thing, I can choose all three of them and hit initiative, I think.
That's fancy.
Yeah, I think you can do group initiative. Didn't that work? No.
Oh well. Huh. That's funny. Okay, and you did light the bodies on fire there?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I will be sure to put... I want to put a light source on them, too.
Mhm.
Very cool. All players see that. Nice. Yeah, and they catch on fire. You can see their clothes and their furs burning, and
I imagine it stinks.
yes, and vengeance. You get to go first. You already had an arrow ready, right?
The one thing that I wanted to ask, what is the likelihood of Yuya maybe carrying salt on her? Now that we found some.
Go ahead and do a spiritual influence, because often it's used to preserve food and stuff. So,
Nope.
there could be some in here, maybe, but not right now.
Yeah, Vengeance looks a bit frustrated, but I'm seeing these kind of undead coming towards them. There's kind of this spark, almost this smile that creeps across her face as she knocks the arrow. It'll be the first time that she's doing something on her own now. She'll knock the arrow, and I'm gonna do rapid fire with first two towards this one. And I think I get a +1 to attack versus undead too. Let me double check.
Oh yeah, the demon hate. Yep. You can put a 1 in there when the modifier pops up. And this is for 2 actions. Are you firing 2 arrows, or?
Oh, for the combo attack, does it have to be 3 arrows total? Or 3 or more?
You can do 2.
Okay, I'll do the quick attack then, I guess. But yes, it's gonna be the rapid fire. Oh,
Rapid fire for 2.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. And it does not defend.
Alright.
And you can see they still look very corporeal, even though they're like kind of almost phasing in and out at times.
And it would be, so for the power combo crit, it would be 2, right?
2, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Man. Oh, wow.
So,
Almost kills it, but what's that look like?
yeah, you see Vengeance hands very quick, and she reaches back, fires one arrow, fires another quickly in succession. Both kind of strike into the undead, one right into the chest, one into the forehead. And the smile gets wider as she again knocks another arrow, and she's gonna go for 2 frenzy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Finish it off.
Yeah. One second.
And it's going to get a negative to defend because you messed it up pretty good. It's pretty low on those HPs.
Ah.
And it's on the ground, so it's -3 on its defense.
Yeah.
Ah, you still hit it.
He fires again.
Oh, you rolled 3 explosions on that last one.
Gosh.
1 explosion on that one. All right, that's a kill. How's that look?
So she fires the first 2, and it just goes down hard onto the ground. and smile spread across her face again. She does the same thing, moving her hands back to the quiver, firing 2 shots in quick succession. And all 3 of them kind of hit the undead in the face. The other 2 kind of hit in each eye, and she just watches it go down, and she looks to Wrath and just smiles. Everything's coming back.
You notice when it drops to the 2 arrows in its eyes, a spiritual mist comes up out of the body and kind of hovers there. This one is totally a mist form. Now it is Soulgite Cat. This one over here. Oh, it automatically shows you. That's cool. Very cool. This one rushes. It's here. Alright, you notice that one moves to there, and this one is holding a bow. And it pulls an arrow back, and it is going to fire at Vengeance.
And Vengeance just kind of easily moves out of the way, and she'll kind of reach back and at the same time kind of move Wrath so it doesn't get hit either.
Nice. And the other one that you killed, you notice that the spiritual form of the Soulgite, it starts to move across the way. Only gets to about here, but it seems to be moving towards that area, the bodies, where the bodies are.
The ones that are on fire.
Yeah.
Those ones are on fire, but these ones aren't. The other ones.
Do I know if my blade can hurt incorporeal things?
In the actually make an intelligence check. In the past, you've definitely fought creatures like that. So.
Boy.
See if you remember that. You can't recall. Might have to test it out.
Okay.
And then the other one. This one comes running, and it has a blade in its hand. So gets to here, comes down the steps a bit, and that's where it's finished. Now it's Wrath's turn.
Wrath says to Vengeance, "Stay with me," and he's going to, I believe, move all 8 to get to here.
Nice.
And he's kind of like behind his shield as he moves, and he swings with a massive overhand chop at the thing. Here we go. I will do a strong attack.
Oh yeah, make a dex check.
Okay. How dare you?
Nice. You're able to well, tell me how that looks.
Yeah, he just simply leaps up on top of it like something practice like he would do in his other form. Just basically jumps.
Nice. And that's a heavy attack you're doing.
Gosh, come on.
See him. Alright. tries to dodge, but does not.
Nice.
And that'll be the 2 power damage.
This is gonna be interesting.
Which is gonna... Nice. It is actually in a trauma check, which means you... can you hit the target button up there? So in the torso, and can you click the torso button there?
Yep.
Okay. So you basically cleaved through its shoulder down into... go ahead. It's almost dead.
I'll use Fury Fighter for another. Use a quick as a follow-up.
Okay.
That gives me an extra action, right?
Yeah. Just do a single one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. And it's got major modifiers now. Oh. I didn't add him on there, but yeah, you got him.
Okay.
And he is dead.
Yeah, so the first swing just cuts off his arm at the shoulder, just straight through it. And there's no wasted motion in the swing. Wrath is so used to this blade, muscle memory, even though he's in a different body. He just cuts through it and then instantly spins and cuts its head off.
Yeah, the head goes flying, and you see the body just drops, and that the soulgite kind of erupts out of its corpse. You could burn frenzy to attack the soulgite mist form if you like.
Yeah, he's in essentially a rage, and with vengeance behind him, knowing his mind is he must protect her, and he just tries to swing at this thing. The quick attack. That's 2 frenzy.
1 frenzy would be 1 quick attack. 2 frenzy would be a rage or a heavy attack.
I'll do the. Yeah, he does a quick attack, trying to test it out because he's not sure what this is going to be like. So I'll spin that. Okay.
Nice. And it's tied to that one.
That's fine.
I don't have. Well, there we go. That's a hit.
Alright. Damage. Come on, baby. Give me some explosions, please. Oh.
Nice. That's enough to actually kill it, though. What's that look like?
Yeah, so he makes a sweeping attack up. Like he dips his shoulder down and swings up as he would go through someone's crotch. It's just kind of practice motion for his rote attacks that he sometimes does. And he just falls on from the last spin to a up strike, and it just passes through the spirit, and the spirit just kind of dissolves.
Nice. And it is vengeance.
And vengeance will see how high this ledge is, knowing that Wrath probably didn't think about that. She's going to attempt to climb it.
Yeah, you can do the dex check too. See if you can get your full movement as well. Or acrobatics if you have that.
Nope.
Yeah, you're able to maneuver it like a ninja.
And she's gonna run over and beside Wrath. And ooh. Can I do a creature lore check to see if I know exactly what these spirits are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't have creature lore on this one.
Ah,
And I need it.
she doesn't know it. Do
Hmm?
you
Oh no,
do have,
I don't
you
have
should
the
have it. Yeah, you should have it.
it's not in the macros.
Yeah, sorry. Let me add it real
You
quick.
can open your sheet and roll it from there too.
Or demon lore, whichever one's gonna work for this. I think demon
Can you just
lore,
roll it from your
right?
sheet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Would demon lore be better?
Either one will work. Whichever one's higher.
Demon lore.
Nice. Yeah, these are called soulgites, of course, which once you kill them, their spirit will come out and they'll look for any remaining corpse around to jump into. They're also called souljackers. So if there is a dead corpse remaining, they will jump into it. If there isn't one, they're really pretty harmless in their mist form. Yeah, and they'll dissipate, pretty quickly if there's nothing they can find.
Vengeance looks to Wrath. We should have burned the other bodies too. But she'll knock an arrow at the guard and fire 2 rapid fire shots. Ah.
And this one has a small kind of crappy shield, but it is going to try to use its shield for cover.
Yeah, as Vengeance says that, Wrath does say, I will hold these off. Go and burn the rest of the bodies.
I will run back. And, as she fires, 2 of the arrows kind of go into the guard. She hisses and she'll do another rapid fire attack. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I'm back.
Ah.
He blocks it with his shield.
She looks very frustrated, looking down the bow. This thing's incompetent. Yeah, she'll be looking back at the bodies, looking to go there after.
And that one right there is all gone. So now it is the Soulgite Guard here. The Soulgite Guard comes up the steps with its shield and its sword in hand. Let's see. Who does he not like? 1, 2, 3, Vengeance. 4, 5, 6, Wrath. He's gonna try to take out the smaller
I'm
one.
going to do Shield Ally immediately.
Okay. He will try to,
Unless he totally misses or something.
yeah. He's gonna try to attack her with a heavy attack.
Yeah, I'll do it still.
What do I add anything?
Yeah, so I spend 1 SP. Let me see.
No. You won't. Vengeance wouldn't add anything.
Yeah, Templar may add their shield bonus to the allies' defense.
Don't need it.
Oh.
Okay. She's good.
Okay.
So you gotta
Okay.
like throw your shield up and block her.
That's what the shield ally does, right?
Yeah. Basically, like if she needs it.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much he comes in and he's like, "Wah," and you're going to like throw your shield up to block her. He cuts past and she dodges clearly, like anyway. And then he looks at you, and he tries to let me see if he can actually. I think he has frenzy. Yeah, he has access to frenzy. He's gonna burn 2 and try a heavy attack at you at Wrath. Ooh.
I will try to block.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, he just deflects it aside. Like, this is boring.
Boom. And it's that one, but that one's dead, so it's in its mist form. It's gonna be like, oh.
Spooky.
Sounds just like that too. It reaches the corpse, and the corpse pops up. And that's it for that turn. And then you notice someone else has come to the farm. You can hear the heavy footfalls of something in armor marching this way down this corridor, coming from this direction here. Yeah, there's a nasty hiss and growl, and that is it for that creature. It is Wrath's turn.
Yeah, Wrath just does a heavy attack on this. Well, yeah.
Oh, nice. He tries to throw up his small wooden shield.
He does.
Oh, he does.
He critted too.
So he blocks it, and your blade comes down into the shield, and then he tries to cut underneath it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with a single attack.
I'll try to block. Nope.
Oh
I
no!
fumbled.
Oh, crap. So this is going to get through the armor. But you do have toughness. If you have any toughness, it'll soak.
I have toughness of... Where would that be?
It's right up at the top in the middle of your character there. What am I talking about? Next to body, your body attribute.
Oh, yes.
That was
3.
crap damage.
3.
Your toughness totally soaks it. That was crap damage. All right, and it's still your attack. You can burn frenzy if you like.
I use my Fury fighter. I just get
that's
3
right.
attacks every time. So it is quick. So he's surprised how that happened, and he just attacks again. Let's see. 18.
Oh, nice. Knocks it to the ground. What's this look like?
Yeah, the first one's blocked, and it tries to attack and just gets caught up in his furs and robes. And he just kind of takes a small step back, puts the shield up to his chin, and does the old Roman stab over the shield right through the thing's head, but it doesn't fall, even though he like pierces its skull.
And then, yeah, you can burn Frenzy if you like.
Yeah, he will.
You want to burn the 2 and do a heavy?
No, just burn 1 and do a quick, yeah. Shit.
Oh no.
Oh, man. Excellent defense again. It cuts at you with a single attack. Easily blocked.
Yeah, he knocks it away.
And is that it for you, or do that last?
Yeah, I'll do another frenzy.
There's a crazy sword fight going on right here.
Yeah, I'm just looking and watching.
Why do you suck, Wrath? Oh my
Disappointing.
gosh. It's his time to roll shitty. Nope.
The Soul Giant Jackie Chan. Alright, Vengeance.
Vengeance disengages from this, and she's gonna run back to the burning bodies. Let me grab her.
Cool.
And these boxes here. Just kinda gonna pick one up and try to ignite it, and then throw it at the soul giant there,
Okay.
like that pile of bodies.
You notice that the box erupts into flames pretty easily. Whatever its contents are burning quickly too. And you throw it over there on them, onto the pile there of the bodies.
Yeah.
All right, and then that creates another fire over there. You can see the soul giant kind of hiss, and it's backing away. And that was 2 actions to do that, but you can burn 2 frenzy and fire another double if you like.
Hell yeah. Oh god.
Angels are not rolling very angel-like.
No. Was before.
There you go.
Ah!
Oh, it's a hit.
Yeah, Vengeance fires the 2 arrows, and it's a bit sloppy, but they stick.
Soul giant's like looking down at the fire. Ah!
Oh, that didn't go. One sec. Try again. Ah.
It wounds it, but it is still alive.
Hits it kind of 2 in succession, just into the arm.
Alright, the soul giant guard stands up, rolls up to its feet, and tries to heavy attack, stab at Wrath. Ah. What is your armor?
One sec. Armor is 6 total armor value.
Okay, so 10 damage.
I might.
Doesn't knock you
I
down.
might do. Let's see how this works.
Oh,
Tank.
yeah. You could tank it and take no damage at all. But that's once per combat.
Yeah, and it takes a SP to do so. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'll take the damage.
Okay. Save it for a big one if you need it.
Yeah, he just
Yes.
cuts him across the leg.
Alright. And then it burns to frenzy. It's going to try to do it another one.
Okay. Oh, I did dodge.
All
Whatever.
right. He dodged it. He didn't even need to.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but okay. Yeah, he just ducks aside.
And that one is actually the one that she's fighting. So this one comes screeching at you. And tries to heavy attack you with its claws.
Nice.
Oh.
Kill it.
Go ahead and still try to defend. You could get a critical defense. Okay.
She ducked out of the way fairly easily.
It falls to the ground and loses an action. Alright, so that one's on the ground. It just screams towards you. Rah! And then topples over as it misses you, falls to the ground, almost rolling into the fire.
Probably tripped it as it came running.
Yeah, there you go. You notice what could be maybe the old king, perhaps, or maybe a thane of the old king is starting to come into the light now. It has an axe in its hand and some shiny metal armor. Still not close enough to attack, but it looks around the room and its eyes are glowing over here. Wrath's turn.
Wrath is the bodies are on fire over here, right? But all of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Wrath wouldn't even
No
notice
mercy.
that. He's just trying to take this thing down. I'm gonna do a heavy attack on the first one. About time.
Oh, nice. Tries to throw its shield up, but
Do I have any modifier to my damage for the hit?
no, it's already added in there.
So the crit would do what though?
You did a heavy
Mhm.
and a crit, so it's going to be a 4.
Okay.
And that thing is decimated.
Yeah, he just is angered. He does a trick that he does and kind of pops it with the shield first, making it stumble backwards, and he just spins, swings so hard and just cuts it in two. And the body just kind of falls in halves.
Nice. And you still have a single action, and then 2 frenzy if you like.
I'm just gonna move, actually. I can move now, is that correct, or no?
Mhm.
Okay. Can I move all 8?
Yep. Yeah, as long as you have an action left.
Yep, and so with my Fury Fighter, he just turns and runs. He's gonna try to stab this thing with a quick attack as he runs backwards.
This one doesn't seem to have any weapon in its hand or anything either. Yeah, you got it. Oh, that's a kill.
Yeah, the thing is, it's on the ground, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get
yeah,
up.
he runs over and it's on the ground reaching for vengeance, and he just swings and cuts it, basically in half again, right across the shoulder blades. And there's a spark as his blade tip hits the stone.
Nice.
There's something coming.
I see. And she'll turn around, seeing the eyes kind of in the dark, and she'll aim and do the two arrows flying to it. There we go.
Oh, cool. He does have a little shield.
Oh,
He critted. At least he can't attack back.
Yeah, he doesn't throw anything. He's like, ching.
yeah, she thinks it's about to hit, but he easily blocks it. You can see again Vengeance just furrowing her eyebrows. I hate when they have shields. She'll attack again.
Do the 2 frenzy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Instead of an attack, you can see he points at you and or points his axe at you. Shield wasn't quick enough this time.
As he's pointing, kind of distracted, she fires.
Nice.
Nice.
And hits him again, kind of just in the upper arms.
And you notice he's still standing, but he's got the 2 arrows sticking out of him. All right. And all the soul giants are gone. That one that you just decimated over there, cut in half, he kind of like swirls around the room for a minute, but there's no other bodies since you guys burned the piles. So the soul giants are pretty much screwed. They just fly around a little bit. The Veil Knight, however.
Make him come to us.
Of course.
Is gonna dex it up onto the ledge there.
Yeah, hopefully he falls. Nope.
He rolls over, rolls up onto his feet, and as he's coming up, he kind of stabs at you with a single quick attack, and then he's gonna try a heavy attack.
Okay.
This is a bastard sword. You are 1 away there. I think you might. Do you have any way to help you defend that? I might be thinking of Hunter.
He's got that like anticipate attack.
Yeah, I think Hunter's got like
I don't think I do,
combat.
no.
You got more like protect other people's stuff. All right. Fortunately, 1 away. That sucks. The axe is a same damage as a bastard sword. So it's a nasty one.
I just soak the 6 and take the 5.
Okay. And then he stands up and he tries to do the heavy attack at you.
Fuck.
Oh no!
Yes!
Nice!
Yes! Yes! I attack.
Yeah, you can attack back.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh well.
Maybe he'll flub it. Nope.
She like cut at him and he. Oh. He's only got 2 frenzy. He's gonna use 1 and try a quick attack at you.
Okay. Get off me, thing.
We will remove it.
Jesus.
There's a-
Hit.
Oh no. At least it was only a single. That would have been pretty nasty.
Yes, I'll take that. That's 8, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Another little cut.
Yeah, he just is up there, just getting around my shield, just barely cutting me.
And that is Wrath's turn.
Wrath is going to do a heavy attack.
Oh, nice. He tries to throw his shield up. He's got a pretty nice, pretty decent +3 shield. But not enough.
Not enough, buddy. Not enough.
Yeah!
Yeah. That is enough damage to knock him on his ass.
Yeah, Wrath just dips under his shield and catches him behind the knees, or at the side of one of his knees, and it just like takes him out and just boom, hits heavy on the ground. And as that happens, he attempts to stab him with a quick. So I can't like combo. So like if I have one quick attack and I spend Fury, I can't combo them together to form a heavy attack, can I? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I'll do that. I'll spend 1 Fury to do a heavy attack.
And I don't think you have the talent combo attack yet, but when you do, yeah, you'll be able to like do 3-hit combos and 4 hits or whatever. Oh, nice. And he's on the ground. I was making a dex roll to see if he like tumbled off the side and took more damage. He falls to the ground. He is going to try to throw his shield up and block, but he is -1 for being on the ground prone. So that's a hit. Nice, and this is a heavy again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. He's still alive, unfortunately.
Yeah, the sword goes into the helmet, into the face, but not far enough to kill the thing. And Wrath like steps on the chest of the thing and just yanks his sword out.
Alright, that's it for you?
Mm,
Or you want to use that last
I'm
one?
gonna use the last one. I don't like this thing. And I don't know if she's gonna be able to do enough damage.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And he gets the same. -1 on the ground.
Oh, horrible.
Taking him down, taking him down.
And then this one, he stabs him in the... He's just kind of recklessly stabbing down now, and this one catches it in the shoulder.
And vengeance.
Vengeance, instead of doing a rapid fire, she's just going to just do one arrow, and if needed, follow up with another. And seeing it on the ground, and Wrath working away at it, just hacking. She doesn't want to get... Sorry?
Do you want to aim?
Um...
Or a called shot, or?
Yeah, if I can do a called shot to the head.
You can. Yeah, you can aim. It's usually -6 for a head called shot. But if you aim for one action, spend one action aiming, it'll bring it to -4.
Okay, I'll do that, and then it'll be -3 because of demon hate.
Oh, nice. And he's outnumbered now. Let's see. -1.
Yeah, you see, Vengeance is kind of take aim, shoot, but he's kind of wiggling around on the ground, so she's unable to kind of hit. And
Two pins. You try it again.
yeah, I'm gonna do instead
Rapid
of
fire.
aim. Yeah, I get a rapid fire instead.
I think that 20 I rolled for damage is the worst I've rolled since... there you go.
Oh, nice.
Better idea.
Nice. Yes.
That'll be ×4, won't it?
Oh.
Yeah, ×4. It's actually ×2, but yeah, ×4.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead.
She, you see the aim shot misses, and she kind of just goes back to Old Faithful, ripping kind of 2 arrows out of the quiver that she has, and firing again in quick succession. And they end up hitting him both, kind of going through the grate and the helmet, hitting him in the head and killing him. She lets out this triumphant, almost a triumphant roar, very much like her as she usually does. And she turns to Wrath, just a smile on her face. Finally!
And Wrath is in... He's not displayed much of his namesake since he's been back, but now that Vengeance is here and the more he remembers, the more of his true nature is coming out. He lets his blade quickly slide into the scabbard, reaches down at the Veil Knight, grabs the top jaw with his fingers around whatever teeth is there, digging his own fingers into the soft palate of the skull, and then grabs where the collarbone is, digging his other hands in. He pulls the whole thing up and begins stretching until he literally just rips the skull off the rest of the corpse, flinging it behind him, and he just looks up in the air, his eyes on fire and red rage, and just screams. Ah!
Awesome. And I'm just picturing with you two triumphant and the fire burning in the background.
Yeah.
You guys, there's only this one more chamber in here if you'd like to go look in there.
Yeah, Vengeance looks down, looks at the burning bodies, shoulders the bow. We'll go back after if there's anything else in here.
Yeah.
But I'd like to take what ashes flesh they have useful.
Wrath doesn't respond. He knows what vengeance does, and that's fine by him. He just follows her.
And she takes a torch again from the ground where she left it.
Both of you seem somewhat relieved too. After you've cleared this place, it seems like even the mood of the whole temple. This was once a pantheon to the gods of light, or a shrine at least to the gods of light, representing all gods. You can see where they defiled the corpse of his sarcophagus in here, and defiled his resting place. But there's some treasures in here as well that they left behind. It seems like a few coins and stuff like that scattered. Looks like they might have taken the most valuable things, or maybe we're in a hurry.
And Vengeance
But
will start going through it.
yeah, you're able to take some of the coins, and there's also what looks like a holy symbol hanging off of one of the statues there. Some kind of amulet. Unfortunately, it's of a different god, the god of war. And a few other items in here that I'll write down for you guys later.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to loot. And I'm going to take you guys real quick into another chamber because we're running out of time here. But it's, if you would have gone right, and when you come into this chamber, you notice that there's a pool of water. Some of the holes of the roof, have little light beams and things coming down onto the floor. There's a tree, a tangled tree, coming out of this pool of water, and there's a blue glow emanating from this pool. The tree seems dead, but it's maybe like hanging on to a little bit of life. Maybe this water's keeping it that way. But the water has almost like this astral glow to it. You're not really sure what kind of power it holds at the moment. But what do you guys do?
Wonder if I could do astral sight
Mm-hmm.
on it. I don't know if I have a button for that.
No, you can do your
Oh, just +2 perception. This is
Oh,
perception.
okay, cool. Oh, nice.
That's 6 cents. It's different.
Wrath has got it.
So
Yeah,
just
he actually got the
perception?
skill. He actually got the skill. I think we were doing willpower.
Yeah, we're doing willpower for a while, but then I bought the skill.
Yeah, vengeance. A new gift vengeance has given you. Both of you, astral sight, you notice that it is like a pool of basically mana. It must dwell here naturally. Maybe a reason that they chose this place as a holy ground, and you could easily fill up a vial or a jug, even if you had one.
I took that
replenish
mead. I can just dump it and then, yeah. What does the mead do?
The mead doesn't have any
Okay.
bonus properties or anything.
Yeah, he just dumps the mead out and hands it over to Vengeance.
Nice.
She'll take it and I guess fill up some of the whole jug with the mana.
And you fill that up. And is there anything else you guys want to do before we end? Anything else you want to say?
I can do it off screen, but I would go check that thing's armor out. But as far as roleplay goes,
Oh, yeah.
it just looks to vengeance. Now this place can rest, and so might we.
Yes, finally we can at least comfortably sleep. What time is it right now?
It's still about 2 p.m., I would say.
Okay. And she'll look up through the cracks and the holes in the ceiling, looking at the sky. I can work on making a proper weapon, consecrate it, make sure it is more useful against what we face in the future. But Wrath, she looks to him and smiles. It is good to finally fight alongside you again. It has been too long. Too long.
He slowly nods. And it shall be forever, as long as the heavens exist.
We will make sure to have that last. Let us make sure to clear this place of darkness, so we may go back. Finally. I am tired of being here in this place.
Yes. I will rue the day we came here. Only a while longer we will fly through the heavens once more. I feel it.
She looks back behind her, trying to gaze at her, kind of to her own back. Yes, I greatly miss flying in the skies. It is strange to walk for so long when I finally have legs. I don't mind it, but I prefer the sky.
Limiting.
Very.
One can see so much from so high. No wonder these humans lead uneventful, hate-filled lives. They can only see what is in front of them, and not the heavens above.
Vengeance sits down by the pool of water. She kind of looks to be in thought. There is things that I have seen. This one. Things she's experienced. It is interesting. Gives me a different outlook. This one is devout. Believes in the gods. Her sister. You can see she kind of says them, kind of that with venom. She does not believe. Selfish. Seems some are more giving than others. These ones are the ones that we were meant to save.
Yes, so they can preach our names in their holy text and give the Maker his undue. They will praise his name in this land and in all worlds. He looks like he just had an epiphany I don't even know what this world is.
Vengeance, thanks to. Yes, I don't have a recollection either.
It does not matter. Life is life and death is death, and the heavens stretch among them all, watching over them. We must drive the darkness away.
Yes, those don't believe would succumb to the darkness more easily. Those two, I believe they already have, inadvertently. We will make sure they pay. This one does not cares about her sister deeply, yes, but it seems her devoutness is more important. The sister must die.
Wrath is bleeding from several cuts that he doesn't really even notice. He looks up at the light, thinking about the few days that they had with the hunter and Keltiel. He thinks about the cart when he said she had childbearing hips, knowing it was a jest from his boredom, is the way he sees it. And he looks back at Vengeance. You are the Vengeance. I am your wrath. Point me to where I need to go, and I shall bring down my blade where it is needed.
She smiles up at Rat. We fight together. From now until we are no more. But until then, we will make sure to exact our namesakes on those that cross the Maker and us. But they are instruments of darkness, and they must be cleansed.
Wrath nods slowly and then says, We may not even get a chance. They are likely in great peril by now. Without me to protect them, and Yuya, they will falter sooner than later.
Disappointing. I would have liked to exact some vengeance on the red-haired one. Keltiel. I hope she lives, so I might tear her apart.
Wrath seems a bit distracted. Yes. Let us continue our journey. We will see. The mines await. We should wait until daybreak. The darkness here is strong at night.
We are stronger, but I agree. I will work on this bow. Make sure it's fit for me. This small one, useless. She looks to want to cast it aside, but she hangs onto it. No, not until the other one is done. And she'll take out the dragon bone that she has and start working on it.
Wrath says something that Vengeance might not expect. I have been injured. The other one, Yuya, is a skilled healer. Perhaps you could bring her forth briefly to heal my wounds.
Vengeance cocks an eyebrow, but looks over Wrath, seeing him bleeding, and ooh, yes, you are deeply injured. I've not done this before. She got put down the dragon bone, sitting there. She likes to kind of concentrate, attempting to summon up Yuya.
Go ahead and make a willpower check. You are able to do it with it does take a struggle.
And Vengeance kind of inside, she kind of pulls at Yuya, trying to like wake her. And kind of pulls her up from the depths, kind of the consciousness, and kind of brings her forward. And if I can bring out her token. Yeah, oh, she's huge.
I have grown in strength.
Oh, I lost sight. Crap. I need to say it again. Sorry.
Thought I just say it.
Why are you so big?
Oh, did you have the token?
I dragged her out, but now I can't see.
I think she deleted Vengeance is what happened.
That's
Technical
all right.
difficulties in Demon Gate.
Wow. Yuya's coming out and everything's falling apart.
The sad music came on and everything.
Sorry. Vengeance is struggling. Oh, hey, there's two.
Oh, do you need vengeance too?
No. Just, oh, no. Where's... Oh, I don't have a torch on, that's why. Oh, there he is. So yeah, takes a bit, Vengeance goes in, see a few minutes of, struggling, and then all of a sudden there's just a gasp, and you can see the demeanor change completely. Shoulders slumping forward, head down, fingers trembling, and she looks around frantically. Where am I? What? She looks up to Wrath. Wrath? Why am I here?
There was a problem.
A problem?
Your sister.
Keltia. She kind of gets up, looking around. Where'd she go?
She fled after she attempted to kill Vengeance and you.
I remember. I remember her burning the tree. Kind of seems to be pacing, and she sits down, head in hands. She tried to destroy it all.
Yes. And she is the reason you are still here. She interrupted the ceremony.
I thought that I'd be able to see Ghana by now. And everything I did was completed, but and you can see her face twisting into a bit of anger. Of course, interrupting it, destroying things she doesn't want to believe.
She is jealous of your piety. She has nothing. She now lingers with the hunter. I allowed them to go for your sacrifice.
Yuya nods. I thank you. I'm guessing it worked. I can feel her.
Yes, she is mostly returned.
Mostly. Not fully.
No. There is a problem, as always. The witches. They attempted to steal her essence from the blade before we came.
And you need to get it back. Well, I'm not sure what help I can be. I'm just here for now.
He, kind of opens his hands up in front of him, and there's, blood spots all over him. You can do what you were born to do. Close these wounds.
Of course. She gets up and brushes some of the tears away from her eyes, moving over to Wrath and healing him. Let's hope this doesn't mess up.
Cocks an eyebrow at that.
Oh, good. Oh, what's the power combo? It's like 6, I think now? Oh no. Let me check.
Yeah, I think she's 6.
Yeah, she's 6th level. Cure. Oh, that's different. There it is. Wait, yeah. 2d6 times level.
Mm-hmm.
So times 6. Oh my god, that was miserable.
That still heals me to full.
Yuya lays on hands. You can see kind of a white light come out. And healing Wrath. She looks up at Wrath and smiles. I'm glad I can do this for you. I'm sorry that it all got messed up because of Keldiel.
He looks as though he was thinking about saying something. You have helped me since I have come to this place, so I will tell you a truth. We will hunt down your sister and kill her.
What? She looks very taken aback by that. You can't. I know she.
She is now a vessel of the darkness.
What do you mean?
She attempted to destroy our ritual. There's a reason why. Because she wills the darkness to stay. Maybe not in her seen mind, but deep down. Has she ever hurt you? Has she done things that have gone against your faith? The darkness works in very malevolent, malignant ways, slowly like a cancer.
Yuya wraps her arms around herself and she starts pacing again. She slowly nods, looking at the ground. She killed our mother when we were young. because of it, I lost the ability to speak for years. Because of it, burned our home to the ground, completely destroyed it. And we were 5, but I've tried to forgive her for this. We were young, but she's never taken to the faith after everything that the nuns did for us, the priests taking us in. She always shoved it off, always wanted something else, decided to go to alchemy instead, other magics. Oh, God has saved us, she still shuns.
She has never been repentant, has she? Not really. Maybe words, but never actions.
I felt she left her years after I took the oaths. She decided to leave and study her potions and such. The man, unmarried. You can see this disgust come on Yuya's face, one that really hasn't appeared there before. I'm sure she decides to sin, and she's alone with them.
You saw how she looked at Fathanar.
A man she just met.
A dirty ranger. I smelt him before I ever saw him.
Yuya looks to her. And I took that blood oath with her.
It was her trapping you.
Yuya kind of looks down at her hands. And now, as you say, I'm stuck here. I can't send. Everything that I worked for, she never appreciated. I understood what she did. I was happy for her. I was happy she found something she loved, somewhere she could go. Always supportive. She denied my religion, my beliefs. Said it was crazy, kooky. All those. Never fully believed in me. You can see you is getting agitated at this point, pacing more, her hands kind of becoming more animated as she talks.
Everything that has... Good.
Oh no. You go ahead.
It says, everything that has happened for a reason. Look at everything between you, I, and she. We come here, you will grow in power. Under my guidance, you help me return to my former strength by reading me the Gospels. But it is not only that, it is your faith. Your faith in the God. You are the vessel that has brought me back, as well as vengeance. You are the vessel of the Maker. And what did she do? Attempted to sabotage it at every turn. These days are one thing, but it has been your lifelong curse to be by her side, always trying to divert you from your path, always trying to lead you astray, even as children. Even as children, because the darkness is deep in her.
Yuya's been kind of agreeing, and she stops. And you say the maker, and she turns. I'm a servant of the goddess Gana. And she looks to the pool, and kind of gets distracted from Wrath, making her way to the pool, looking down at. What's this? This is a moon pool.
Do you think it is any coincidence? Yuya, Ghana as you call her. It is an aspect of the Maker.
I haven't read that in the scriptures. She kind of turns her head and looks at Wrath. She looks a bit confused.
All are. All gods that pray to the light. It is confusing because those that taught you did not know. There are very few worshippers of the Maker here. And Vengeance and I, well, we have not been able to spread the word. In time it will make more sense. But this is not a coincidence, none of it is. You would not have been able to bring me back, and I would not have been able to imbue you with powers.
Yuya looks down to the pool again. There's a lot of confusion on her face. I don't. I agree with you that I've brought you here, and this is meant to be. But I just, God is my prayers. Nothing's been answered like this.
That's because Ghana was not complete on this world until the Maker came.
She's the moon, fractured, almost dying in the wars.
And who made the moon?
She kind of pauses for a moment. Rogue, I don't know if I should make some sort of something for this, because it's kind of going against your beliefs.
You can if you want.
Oh,
Did you have something in mind?
I don't know. Well, I just want to see what Zealot says. Opposing. I don't know what I'd even roll for it.
You can do a theology skill check.
Okay.
What does it mean? If you're high, what do you do? If it's low, what do you do?
I don't know.
Is it better to do, I don't know, what?
I think it's more of a. I don't know if it's like a theology or a will thing.
Yeah, I would think it was will, but what does it mean if you pass? What does it mean if you fail? Is the question.
Yeah. I feel like if I
Are you
fail-
talking about your knowledge in the scriptures and stuff like that?
I think it's just Yuya's willingness to even kind of believe this in
yeah.
the first place.
Okay,
I'd
yeah.
say if she succeeds, she'll believe, just because if she fails, she's gonna stick to kind of the scriptures.
I think that
stick
makes
to all
sense.
that.
Yeah.
I would take, then definitely willpower. I thought you were talking about like
What she knew.
Your knowledge
No,
of the scriptures and stuff. Yeah, willpower would be that.
Oh,
That's a good roll. So probably take you a little more wearing down than just right now.
yeah, he is still. She doesn't seem to fully believe it. No, everything I've read, everything I've learned, I just. Ghana's. All the aspects of the gods are separate. The makers knew. It's just a new belief. It's not anything. She's kind of pacing again, more agitated.
Wrath cuts her off and says, "Believe what you will, but what has happened? What is the truth that you have seen?" He shrugs. "I do not force capitulation to my beliefs. I only tell the truth." And he looks down at her. "And when I say this, the most important truth that you know is that you are the special one. You have risen above your mortal coils as a human to bring 2 angels back from near death. That is no accident. And it is not an accident that your sister, when she came across the bridge, lost her ability to do magics against us. Or maybe she would have killed Vengeance. That was the Maker's hand."
Yuya looks up at Wrath. She glances back to the pool. I'm not fully agreeing with everything you say, but you're right. There's the reasons why I'm here. I was chosen for this. Why this all happened. Being led here. This pool. You're right. In some ways. I am with you. As I always have been. And she kind of looks out towards the exit. I don't want my sister to suffer in darkness anymore. I think releasing her soul from whatever hold that's on it, how it'd be best. I'm sure Ghana would accept it as it's not her that's doing this. No, it's something else. She doesn't know it. No, either an exorcism or she looks to be thinking.
Wrath just walks past her and looks into the pool. It's almost like he forgot that she was there.
Yuya's still muttering to herself. I think yes. She looks kind of sadly down.
Wrath says, "You may go now."
Oh, alright. She again sits down on the edge of the water, tries to summon Vengeance back up.
You can see the roll you made earlier on the astral sight was really good. So in the waters, you can see, as you were talking about Keltiel, you see the tangled trees in the blue light, and you notice like a fire, the image of a fire, and you can hear those same drums again, and you can see people dancing around this fire, and it looks like witches, and it looks like some dark sacramental, party almost, some weird abomination and cult members and stuff. And you can see Keltiel is with them, one of the witches.
Oh, Wrath steps back and looks over at Yuya, not knowing if he assumes it's Vengeance at this time, and he talks to her as if it would be Vengeance. I've seen in this. That's Keltiel. She is truly evil, more evil than we had foreseen. The darkness has engulfed her. She is with the witches. She is becoming one of them. I have seen it. You are right. We must destroy her.
guessing with that willpower of 3, you cannot summon her back up.
Yeah, he has no idea who it is. He assumes it's
Yeah.
vengeance, right? Because he's just like, go away, figured he did.
And Yuya looks to Wrath, kind of pulled out of it as he says that. And she looks into the pool herself, not seeing anything, but looks to Wrath. Witches! She's with them!
Where is vengeance? Yes, she's with them.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. It's not something that I'm used to. She's tired, apparently. I don't know, maybe dragging me up is hard. I'll keep trying.
He looks very
She
irritated.
closes her eyes. Let's try again.
Yeah, you're able to bring her back after some struggles.
And vengeance comes back out, and she looks to Wrath, blinks a bit. You can see again the posture change, and she pushes back her hair, head tilted up, and she looks at Wrath. Interesting conversation.
Yes.
What did you say about witches?
The sister I saw in the pool, she was with them at a coven. It took me by surprise, honestly.
Vengeance just... She frowns and looks into the pool herself. I knew it. Agent of Darkness. Must be destroyed. They're getting craftier. Fooling us.
I should have killed them both at the tree. I was too
blinded. But I understand. I should have assisted. I was also distracted.
He looks back into the pool.
You notice in the pool, it seems like the vision is dissipating and the water is turning like blood or dark blood swirling and mixing with the roots.
It is time to prepare. On the morn we will head through the mines and back to the manor. If we see the others, we shall kill them.
Without hesitation. No talking. Destruction is imminent.
He nods.
And with that, the camera pulls back out of the temple into the sky. Let me grab you guys. You guys can't see this yet, can you?
I can see it. Yeah. It looks like dynamic lighting's not on. It's fine. It's fine.
That's fine.
Just let you know.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. You can see the sky is swirling with clouds, and there's this strange fog coming from the trees where the valley is that you guys passed, and it seems like the fog is actually coming straight out of those woods and swirling in the clouds above it. some kind of dark magic, some kind of ritual has created this. And then the scene turns to black. And that's where we end the episode.
Sweet.